name happens to be Ken Bezanson. I live in Port Williams, Nova Scotia, and this building is Country Barn Antiques. It's been in my family since 1873. My grandfather bought it, but the barn itself was built in 1860. So that's the location. It's in Kings County, Nova Scotia. And you can show the height. It's my grandfather's barn, built in 1860, and it's always been used for something. My grandfather had the horse and cattle, of course. My Uncle Percy in the 40s put in the hens and put in the windows and divided the spaces. That's why we have the low beams. And then my father had produce, and they had a cooper shop in here as well. We had it as a playhouse. We had to work in it as well, and we did. It was our opera house. It was our castle. We played basketball on the top floor before the lofts were put in. It was our work area. It was so many things about our childhood. It was like a great big playhouse, always used for something. And then as my brother, he had produce as well, tomatoes, and we had apples and pears. As we phased that out, I brought the antique shop in, so it's always been used for something. And it's a lovely old building. People like the beams, they like the levels. There's 4 levels plus the 2 lofts. And it's 1860, my grandfather.
What year did you open it as an antique store?
1983. I've had the shop for 38 years. Yeah.
What do you like about antiques?
The feel of the wood would be the patina on the wood. If it's a piece of furniture, it's the age, it's the style, it's the handcraftedness. It's all of those things that were unique to each piece back then. It's not manufactured. And anything with glazing, china, glass, it's all about the touch and the fact that it's hand done and handmade. You have to understand those things. It's a different look than a new piece. And even without touching it, you can tell if it's old or new. It's kind of an innate sense of something that I'm not explaining it very well, but it's touching it. That's why eBay is confusing, because you can't touch it. All you can do is see it, and you really don't know what it's going to be like when you actually get it back home. So it's the age factor, things like that, things that you can't find anymore. Fabulous look to it. You can never find that in a new desk. Just incredible.
How old do you think that piece is?
That's high-end East Lake. Look at the handles.
Oh, beautiful.
I bought that 25 years ago and had that in the house for a long time until I got a Sheraton piece. And it's that kind of feel. Like if you look at the beams, look at this beam, the texture. Hand-hewn beam. Look at the ripples. Hand-hewn like crazy.
Solid.
Look. It's the hand-hewn. You know, it's the feel of it, the ripple of it. That's why you don't put new wood in an old building, because it doesn't have the hand planed look. It doesn't have the ripples. It doesn't have that age factor. Yet people do that all the time. I'm a restorer, and I like to use old wood with old buildings. So it's like the railings here, they're all from old churches and houses, nothing new. It has to blend.
Interesting.
And when I put the lofts in, I got the beams from an old house, from the roof of an old house, to blend in with the existing beams. And this one was missing, this cross piece. So you could never find a 21-foot beam small enough to match that one. So what I did, we found a house up in Church Street, and we spliced it the old way. See in the middle? 2 11-foot spliced, and put the post in. So everything, it balances with the originals. And it's from a house that's the same age as the barn. So you get that consistency. See, this is a lovely dining room set. This table is like 1830s. It's an incredible banquet table. And the chairs, there's 8 of them. They're Chippendales, but they're Centennial Chippendales, so they're like 1860. Original Chippendales would be 1790. But the whole set works well, and the table's 9 feet, 1 inch long, 5 feet wide. It's just an incredible table, and the whole set, it's lovely. But you have to have a huge room for it. That's the thing. If you want to open it up as a banquet table. And it weighs a ton, too.
I bet.
Beautifully made. And look at the original patina on it. Lovely. It's the kind of thing the movies would rent. Because it's very elegant, very high class.
Well, you know it's going to last for 1,000 years, probably. It's built so well.
Yeah, that's... And there's a mirror I have, but it's not set up. It's a big, what I call a Harry Potter mirror. I can show you that, but it's not set up. Watch your head. This is what I call my, you have to get it from this angle, it's a better angle. It's not set up, but it's my Harry Potter mirror. And look at these side supports. When those are in place, and the mirror is huge, and it weighs a ton again. It's like if you ever read the book Harry Potter, and I was addicted to Harry Potter, there's a mirror he sits in front of, and all his wishes and hopes and dreams come true and come out of the mirror, and it can be very addictive, but this reminds me of the Harry Potter mirror. Plus, it would be great for a barbershop, which is an incredible mirror, but it's not set up, that's all.
How old would that be?
So you have to kind of visualize what it's going to be like. Did you get a good picture of the mirror?
Oh, yes.
These are in the way. There. There's nothing old there. Don't take that. Don't take that. This Chippendale piece is lovely. See, this is formal. These are formal pieces. That's a lovely Chippendale piece. And there's country pieces as well. One one of this, for example, this chair is from the dining room of the Grand Hotel in Yarmouth, and that's the song "Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas." The Grand Hotel was written. That song was written in the Grand Hotel. That is from that particular hotel, and I want to show you, yeah, this ladder back. Move the flax wheel. Everything has a story. That's the beauty of these things. That ladder back is from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and I had 5 of them. And look at the extra rungs in it. Just fabulously New England piece. And the whole point with antiques, as well as which I didn't say before, is that everything has a story, and people like the stories, and everybody has their own story. So it's all part of the ambiance, so to speak. And this is a fabulous banquet table too, but you really can't see it because there's so much stuff on it. It's a beautiful Sheraton piece. Let's see. Put your head. See, these are lovely pieces, but everything I'm showing you is formal. It's all formal stuff. It's not country stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do like country
Higher
furniture.
class.
It's just there's not a lot of pine and hardwood pieces here. It's all mahogany pretty much. But anyway, that's probably enough. You get an idea.
I'll just film along here.
You get an idea for it. See, there's another banquet table. Great ladder back chairs. Here's a better example. These came from Liverpool, so sure. I had them in the house for the longest time. Lovely ladder backs.
Well, there's an old radio.
Yeah, that's 1930s. It has all the dials. It has the original papers and everything in it. I took the dials off because they end up getting lost.
Mm-hmm.
But it has all the dials. Just have to find the right way to put them back on. And that's from a relative. My grandmother's brother, George Gates. And he always had that at his house. It's from the 30s. Okay, and that's a beautiful maritime piece, that country sofa. Maritime, authentic.
A nice little wagon there, too.
Yeah.
Folk art.
The movies rent sofas like that. No, just I had one like that. It was a '62 Mark II back in the 1970s. I got it in Maine when I was studying in the States, and then I sold it to go study again. And it took forever to get this one because they're hard to find. And this is a '59, so it's the same body as a '62. And had it restored, and I've had that one for like 10 years. That's all. But that's not a very interesting story. So stop the camera. Firmly, and it fell and hit this dent, hit this and dented it. And people noticed the dent. And I thought, of all the things about the car, all you can notice is the dent. And I just tell them, I love that little dent. It's my favorite part of the car. It's my own neglect.